Vey, I mean, yeah, we're going to have to see what characters they pick to try and combat this, but I think starting out at the Hattori, definitely going to be a very solid bet. Ooh, those are some cool guitar skins.
Sure.
Doggo has like such good drip. Like, those are
I
cool
mean, maybe. I don't know. That might be up for consideration there. We are here.
I like it.
Losers final. I mean, there are cool guitars on their own. I don't know about that.
I like them.
I don't know about the skin. I don't know. But Doggo's going to fall down there. Oh, man. Crazy GC side taking time from Vey. We're here. Losers final. Small Brawlhaven. Doggo and Vey. This will determine who will go up to grand final. And just like you said, Graffiti, knock on the doorstep of the current dominator in grand finals, that being Asmodee. Vey is looking to really prove themselves in the 1v1 scene. We had talked about their 2v2s, but we know about Doggo and 1v1s. They are an absolute demon. Of course, they had met Asmodee in winners final, of course, getting beaten 3-1. However, losing to Asmodee, that's practically what every Australian player has done so far. Doggo is going to make Vey almost lose to him. Oh my god, went for that weapon throw, unable to get that or the ground pound afterward. We're gonna see a woohoo from Doggo and have this set continue on. Still considerably in the lead, but Vey is gonna look to change that.
Ooh. Doggo facing this spear unarmed to pick up sword just shortly after. So we could be seeing a few more risks come out from this Tigress. Right now, Vey just kind of dancing around, having a bit of a hard time, finally deciding on when to pull the trigger. Could just be baiting something out from Doggo. Could be trying to not take any unnecessary risks, especially considering how well Doggo's playing the first bit of that game. As right now, this isn't really quite of an introductory dance. They're both staying out of each other's threat ranges because the moment you get hit by one of them, that could be the stock. Doggo proves the point. So right now, Vey, I think now that they're clean on this last stock and they haven't really taken much damage, they might be starting to feel a little bit more confident. They're starting to dash in a bit more. They're starting to throw themselves into Doggo's personal space a bit more, but Doggo is very, very well equipped to respond. And so right now, Vey has tried playing defensively. Vey has tried playing offensively. Doggo has come out on top on a lot of those interactions and is still always able to grab not even really much chip damage, but get these small combos here and there. It does fall down to that last stock. Doggo's been so good at manipulating the weapon cycle to the point where he always has guitars, and he never only gets one hit. Granted, sometimes he doesn't get like those huge 4-string hits, but it's always at least 2. It's never just one hit from Doggo. It's always like 2.
They're able to get their damage per interaction up little by little. Sword is, of course, going to help that out a ton. They're practically even. Doggo looking to get a little bit of a lead on Vey. Able to get that, but just by a little. Sarah's going to take Vey off stage. Preferably looking for that D-Light Sarah. That is just going to be an N-Light for right now. Sarah, no recovery is going to do it. Vey able to touch the ground, get those options back. Stop sweating. However, that D-Light recovery is going to take the first game away from Vey and give it to Doggo. That may cause some sweating to occur, Graffiti, but I don't know.
He's got a lot of characters to pick from.
Hey, that is true. We did see that just literally last set. So, however, right now, what I'm seeing,
I'm not too worried about that.
Sticking with that Hattori. Yeah, no, I mean, close game. Nothing to put away from either of these players. It can definitely turn out to be anything. However, will they stick on Small Brawl? I absolutely love Small Brawl, and we're going to see Vey immediately ban it. So we're going to have a change of pace here. Different map, new me, as some players would see, but we're going to see none other than Apocalypse for this game too. I mean, again, continuing with that filling out process, what I'm trying to get across, that's what's going to happen here. However, Doggo, of course, having that early advantage, going to help that momentum. Going to try to get some momentum starting out here on the second game. Vey as well. They are going full throttle. Doggo's going to look to go off stage. Vey, of course, with that spear, going to look to get those dares off stage. Such a threatening presence. Those nares able to keep Doggo away as well. But those Katars have been looking solid this entire day here at Bearded Brawls. Gonna catch that dash into D-Light Sair. Not enough to get rid of Doggo's first stock. Almost went to 3 exclamation marks. Doggo's got to be careful there. And Light into recovery. Not enough to get rid of Vey. Ooh, that weapon throw. And the latter half of that side sig is going to catch Doggo. Vey gets the first stock up in this game.
Vey immediately starting to look a bit more confident. Doggo is able to snag sword out from Vey's feet. As right now the sword mirror match slowly starting to go in the favor of Doggo. Vey being very brave with that ground pound. Dog's able to pick up the D-Light. As right now, both just trying to dance around each other. The D-Light doesn't quite fully pick up Vey. Finally armed with spear yet again, but the nair sends so high. Dog just needs like one good side air slap to send Vey down to second stock, but he can't find it. Recovery going to be it though. Celebrates with a short little side sig. The side sig and D sig with a Surrey look very similar, so that could have been the D sig. But I'm assuming that's the side sig. As Doggo starting to oh yeah. Doggo chasing around with these nairs though, starting to pay out in his favor, but still Vey with the damage lead after the extra credit since Doggo had didn't quite find these KO options as early as he probably wanted to. So Vey's built up a pretty nice lead so far.
Definitely a lot of respect, oh my lord, respect coming out from, we are not respecting any gear, oh my lord. Yeah, a lot of respect coming out from Vey and Doggo here, of course. We saw Vey being very respectful to Kyler Alice when they were popping off. Gonna do the same with Doggo. Doggo's gonna get this great offstage interaction. Vey's like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go to right side, and is able to get that touch onto stage. However, D-Light in, or GC D-Light into recovery is going to disarm Vey. Vey needs that weapon. Doggo is going to weapon starve right then and there, and Light taking off to the right side. Recovery still not enough. Oh, continuing with these GC D-Light placements, not getting punished for them. So of course, going to continue throwing them out. Oh, the failed whiff punish on that side sig. Beautiful read from Vey, however, unsuccessful. Both red 2 stocks on the right side looking to get rid of each other's, and that's going to be it for Doggo's second stock. Vey continuing to hold on to this lead, but I mean, this is like a pinky finger type lead. That recovery has definitely given Vey the last chance on this stock. Anything is going to get rid of them, but any continued extra credit would be very, very nice for Vey. You're going to keep actually seeing some extra credit. I mean, those weapon throws going to keep Doggo away, trying to keep those GC D-Lights out of range for him. Just like that weapon throw on the sword as well. The dare just continuing, picking up more damage. Maybe some more damage per interaction will help Vey just like that. Nair into weapon throw, continuing with that Sair. Doggo has been unable to approach up to this point. D-Light into Sair is going to continue to keep him off stage. Oh, finally. GC D-Light into Nair was unable to even get that recovery. He's going to weapon throw. However, Vey, such a clear advantage.
Yeah, Vey has been actually very good at building up extra credit this set, so that's definitely coming in handy to help support out this Hattori in much better spot to bring this set to
D-Light Sair does it here.
One D-Light Sair probably would do it, as I'm not sure how much you would want to go high up on Apocalypse. Doggo's starting to pick up the pace with the guitars, but doesn't want to go for these huge commits. Sticking his combos and punishes to just 2 or 3 hits for what we know and love him for. As the end Light has him drift towards the stage. Vey doesn't quite capitalize. Doggo chasing on the stage to try and cover the landing space. Vey's ground pound does not cover his feet. As right now, Doggo facing off an unarmed Vey is able to not quite clutch out the game. That was about to be it.
No way.
Perfectly.
The recovery was unable.
Through the Nair. It did it all on the end sig to end Doggo
No.
is able to take this 2-0. Good gracious.
That's great. That's great from Doggo right there. I mean, having that awareness. I mean, Vey, yeah, as you said, really bet a lot of it on that NSIG. We're gonna
The whole
maybe see it here on replay. Yeah, literally that whole game had all that extra credit, everything. But hey, those split-second decisions, that micro spacing, that is what is going to win you these games. And Doggo understands that, being PR2 in Australia. So great stuff. As you said, Doggo getting a 2-0 lead right now from Vey. However, it is not that far away from Vey, Graffiti. You've seen the same set as me, and you've seen that it has been down to the wire. So we're going to see how Game 3 turns out. Will Vey get a game on the board, try to bring it to a Game 5, try to stay in this tournament, get to Grand Finals, or will Doggo have the last say in it? Here we go on Apocalypse, Game 3. Vey's going to have the early advantage. Oh, my lord.
Yeah, Vey definitely had a decent bit of advantage coming into this set since they did win. They did take 2 pretty impressive 3-0s in lower bracket, Chair and Kyla. You don't just do that while you're asleep. Vey's here to play, but still, Doggo building up a lot of momentum in this set. And I think any momentum or adrenaline that Vey had running through those veins, I think might be starting to get a little cold. Although Vey does have the lead in the set, and like we said, Vey's been very, very good at extra credit. So right now, this all depends on if Vey can find the KO right here, which sometimes they struggle to do a little bit. Weapon, is Vey gonna try and throw for Spear? Vey has done some very risky weapon starves in the past, but notices that Doggo throws away the weapon and is able to snag Spear out. Spear gets an unarmed. Doggo is actually going to go in Doggo's favor. Doggo's been very good at punishing Spear unarmed. Not something that a lot of players can do the same. You think that Spear would be able to outrange unarmed? This is actually outranges the sword to get that KO. So Doggo, the few punishes he want to get on Spear unarmed have been very, very impressive. Here comes extra credit Vey. Probably the strongest Vey that we could possibly see tonight.
Yeah, catching that first stock with the dodge up, that dare on Spear is going to punish you exactly for that, just like how that D-Sig is going to punish that side Sig from Vey. Such a reliable option on the side of the Suri. As I said in Winners Final, when Doggo took on Asmodee, Doggo has just been playing so solid, has been able to have that patience and understand what the rhythm, what the tendencies of his opponent is, and showing this quite frequently here on Vey. Even if they're really close games, having that wherewithal to end it out, just like Doggo has done so far, shows a lot about a player and proves why this PR2 position is fit for Doggo. However, Vey, continuing to get this extra credit like we were talking about, always able to get that lead, but not quite able to finish it out a lot of the time. However, looking to get rid of Doggo's second stock here. Doggo continuing to space out with these guitars. D-Light into Sair. Looked for another Sair, maybe a fastfall read. That end light. You see D-Light's not gonna hit. Continuing to be on these guitars. Can't get hit by a D-Light. Will go either into the Sair or recovery. That weapon throw is gonna bait out Vey. Look for the ground pound. And Vey's actually able to touch. Oh, that D-Sig thrown out from Doggo. And just like I said, that D-Light Sair is going to catch him. Offstage presence, not there from Vey. Weapon starve.
Doggo has definitely more than proven how much they deserve PR2, but Vey still has also really started to prove just how much they deserve PR4. As this game was actually in Doggo's favor a considerable amount, but yet Vey was still able to turn it around. And Vey is not really getting as much extra credit anymore. Doggo has never been too far behind, even at times when Vey is in the lead. Although we could be seeing that start to change, as Vey knows, I need to adapt something fast if I want to just not get 3-0'd. Vey, an entirely new whole other stock to play with if the second one goes up in smoke, as it does at D-Sig, able to take that one out off the side. Vey now needs to try. This is sometimes where the cookie crumbles a little bit for Vey.
Yeah,
because
that's
it's
exactly
when,
what I want to mention.
yeah, it's when Vey is on an early stock, when Doggo's like, okay, you're not low on health, you're gonna take less knockback, you're gonna fly, you're just gonna stay closer to me when I hit these combos, so I can just extend my combos since you're gonna be taking less knockback from him. That's combo color right there. Right now, Doggo is in KO color,
beautiful
and Vey
recovery.
capitalizes beautifully. You may be PR2, but I'm PR4. I'm not getting 3-0 today. Vey is just a little bit closer to grands.
Yeah, that was down to the wire, as I've said many of times before already in this top 4. I want to mention real quick. I was gonna mention it, however, they are just playing way too fast for us. Good old Vey was on their literal tournament stock right then and there. It was 2-0 up for Doggo, and Vey needed to close out that match, just like you had mentioned. Was unable to in prior games, but now having that game up, looking ever so closer to getting that game 5, that could be the case, or Doggo could bring this right back. Look for that GCN, say crazy call out, but Vey's going to dodge right through it. We're here on Fortress of Lions, another map with a platform on one of its sides. Definitely going to show most likely a very even game, as it's been so far in this set. Here we go. The neutral is going to come out from both these players, having it very even. Doggo looking to get that slight advantage on Vey. However, going up with that recovery, another one, touching, looking to get a third one unanswered from Doggo. The touch on that platform. Sarah's going to take Vey off stage. Doggo not having that edge guard presence right there, but understands that the sword has so many reliable options. Can get that D-Light, and you can transition on to many other things, just like how Spear can do the same. D-Light recovery, not enough to get rid of Vey's first stock. This will be very telling on how the game is going to go, whether Vey can get the extra credit and close out the stocks, or if Doggo is just going to have a dominant win. Vey no weapon back on Spear. Oh, they do not want to give each other the other stock here, Graffiti.
Yeah, no, sometimes this is what Vey really excels at and is able to slow down the game, not able to slow it down enough to prevent Doggo picking up that daylight recovery. Doggo, very slight lead, but Vey, now there's actually a lot more pressure on Vey to take this stock off. Doggo, stock ahead, doesn't really have to approach because he knows if he does, he could be risking another daylight recovery. He could be risking another end-light edge guard. He could be risking us chop Sarah. So Doggo needs to try and learn his lesson and knows that, like, if he's on that last stock, he doesn't really have to approach. It's a lot of pressure on Vey to try and come back from the pit that they've kind of found themselves in, both just dash dancing around the stage. Vey tries to throw to approach, but Doggo's able to capitalize him and tosses Vey up in the air. Half the stock gone in 5 seconds. Vey, there's so much pressure on Vey to try and come back from this barrage of attacks that Doggo is just throwing your way. This isn't quite a 0 KO, but it is pretty close to it, as Doggo is still so fresh on that second stock. Look at that.
I mean, we were touching on it earlier. Vey is constantly in the set playing a game of catch-up. Of course, being down 2 games is just going to have to catch up. That ground pound into Sarah is actually going to be spaced perfectly. That was a shot in the dark from Doggo, and it worked out. That ground pound was going to position Vey just perfectly at that perfect prime red health. So great stuff from Doggo.
Not a lot of people would have gone for that.
No, definitely not. That is the difference between regions. You'll see a lot of wacky stuff. Vey's going to get a beautiful ground pound into D-Light Dare. Oh,
just like that, dude.
These options are going absolutely insane. They're showing why they want to stay here in Bearded Brawls. This is why they want to go to Grand Finals. If you're just now tuning in, as I just said, we are here, Bearded Brawls. It's 2-1 up for Doggo in Losers Final. Grand Finals, as Modi is sitting pretty and is looking at this match saying, all right, who wants it enough to come up to me? And Vey is looking like they want to get that game 5, getting the dares on the spear. But Doggo able to get back up. We're going to see what they can do now. A considerable lead. Does not want to give it away to these Katars of Doggo. Looking for those dares, maybe stun or recovery. Doggo's too wise for that. This could end at any moment for Doggo. Bring it to a game 5. However, the patience play is going to come out. Doggo does not want to be punished by anything that they throw out. Playing this so carefully, so precisely. Gonna try to weapon star. Vey isn't gonna work and is gonna get caught into that side sig. We have a game 5, Graffiti.
The game 5 believers are right today. Vey just taking a second, have a small breather, maybe a bit of a sip of water, refresh before we jump right back into the set. Doggo was banning a lot of maps with platforms, leaving Demon Island, Fortress Alliance, and Small Brawlhaven. We end up going right back to the Fortress of Lions. So the map banning is definitely going to give us a little bit of insight to Doggo's strategy. We don't really want many platforms. Doggo may be thinking that the platforms is going to get in the way, so how about we just have this one dinky little platform that, if anything, is actually inconsistent. It can be one place here, it could be another place there. So I think having one small moving platform is a sacrifice that Doggo might be willing to make, and also considering the blast zone in the offstage area of where this map is can be a little bit forgiving. We talk about just how much you do not want to be offstage in certain maps. This map, it has a little bit more space once your feet leave the floor. It can be a little bit forgiving off stage. Although if you're off stage with Vey, that is immediately evened out, and yeah, you do not want to be off stage with actually either of these players. Doggo stepping up with the Sares, Daenerys as starting to really find his way in. And we'll also be starting to see some signatures coming out more. Doggo looking to close this stock out early, get a very, very early lead in the game, realizing okay, you were able to prove yourself. You were able to bring this set out from the jaws of defeat, but I'm not giving it to you anymore. You have to earn this last game, as Doggo is just honestly giving Vey a really hard time.
Yeah, you're definitely right on that stance. Whoever wins this set will have definitely earned it. Vey able to get 2 games up when they were down 0-2 to Doggo. This is game 5, and this is what we want to see here, of course, in the Brawl esports scene. Bearded Brawl sponsored by Brawlhalla. This is going absolutely insane. Vey is actually in a predicament that normally it would be flipped around, Vey trying to get that extra credit. However, now it's Doggo, fairly healthy, about orange on this first stock, looking to get extra credit on Vey. This would be beautiful in a game 5 scenario, of course, with all that pressure mounting, trying to get to grand finals. But there's just that huge roadblock in Vey's way, and that roadblock's name is Doggo. Gonna continue even with no weapon, trying to pressure Vey. However, first stock for Doggo finally falling this late into the match. Literally been over 2 minutes, so a very good first stock for Doggo. Vey is going to look to even this up. However, Doggo not going to allow that. The gameplay from Doggo has been so solid. I've said it so many times, and it's not going to stop here now. Doggo is very aware of the pressure they're in, and how much they've been playing throughout the years. Has honed them up. Enlight's going to take Vey over Sweat Drops. Maybe looking for that D-Light on the platform, or a GC. May get rid of Vey. Ooh.
Vey needs, is definitely playing this second stock very, very carefully, just proving how, Vey now down to tournament stock. They've been in this spot plenty of times in the past 4 games, though. So this isn't, they're not caught off by surprise by this. This is definitely something that they know, okay, back against the wall. This is sometimes where Vey actually shines the most, but right now, Doggo, I think, gonna start really locking in and recognizing, okay, this is when this is prime time for combos, when my opponent is able to take less knockback, so it's better for combos. So Doggo finally able to find his way in, but Vey dodges up and out. Doggo's still chasing around with these nairs. That's something we're seeing him do a lot. Dash jump in for the nair. And is also trying to read a lot of in dodges.
No.
Right now, these nairs make it so that Vey can't really touch the stage.
Vey could very well be gone.
Recovery is not going to be enough. Doggo gets the rematch and knocks Vey out.
Jeez, beautiful, beautiful stuff from Doggo there. Able to get rid